Namaste. Great to see you, great to be with you. The enlightenment of non-complaint. When we really master the Shambhavi mudra, which remember is more of a quality or a mode of receptivity from the inside, such that we more fully receive the stamp of Shakti, the imprint. The more deeply this imprint settles into the heart, the more naturally our lives begin to change. Our priorities become clearer. Relationships become more authentic. The constant need to compare ourselves with others begins to soften. I call this the enlightenment of non-complaint, not because life suddenly becomes perfect, but because we stop arguing with reality. We stop believing happiness is waiting somewhere else, with another partner, another career, another body, another house, or another version of ourselves. Instead, we begin recognizing the sacredness of the life already unfolding before us. This breath, this moment, this life. It's easy to say, to recognize the sacredness of life, and it's much harder to actually live it. But we all have had the experience of it. We've had moments of awakening, moments of looking out at a beautiful sunset, or a lot of times it's in nature, just because nature, much of nature is untouched. There's a sacredness, an organicness, a rawness, to see something that has not been manipulated, that is in an authentic state, which is more and more rare, but still available to us. Sacredness is recognizing the beauty of what is already unfolding. And it's very much like just wanting what you already have. I read a little. I'd like to read more, but I watch a lot of series, whether it's Netflix or Apple or whatever. I love a really good series, but there has to be some content. There has to be like a depth of relationship. And for those of you that are avid watchers, you've probably seen a bunch of Taylor Sheridan's movies. He did Yellowstone and The Duttons and Madison and several other things. Anyway, he's so good at developing relationships. He can make you fall in love with the sinister character because he shows the human side of things. I really like seeing that. It helps me reflect on my own life. But it's sort of like when you're watching one series but wishing you were watching something else. See, you can practice consciousness watching, just watch what you're watching. And are you fully enjoying it? I mean, is this like videos, or it's like a book, or like watching a sunset? Like whatever you're doing, are you there complaining about it? And a lot of times we complain about what we're watching, but we continue watching it. It's just like mindless. So how to stay with what is. And in life, you can't turn it off or change the channel. But you can choose to accept what is. And you can choose to know that everything in life is for your awakening. And that starts to move the needle. Little by little, we move the needle toward coming into vibrational harmony and alignment with our life as it is. And whether you don't like what your life is now, or you do like it, vibrational harmony is necessary to receive the Shambhavi Mudra fully. If you're not in vibrational harmony, one way you know you're not is you're complaining a lot. You're watching what's going on in your life, wishing you had a different life, or watching a series and wishing you had a different series. Basically, doubt gets in the way. And I said earlier today, like, doubt is really insidious because it has roots. You got to follow the doubt. Why are you doubting? What makes you afraid to trust? To be certain? And in a certain way, we want that. We want to feel secure. And I think it goes all the way back to what is your primary fear? And what is the primordial fear that we all have in a way? And where does that come from? And I said earlier, it said, yeah, and it gets to the whole point of who am I? Because we don't know who we are, we have a deep rift in security. We have insecurity. And why do we have that? Well, because we experience lack, because we are already whole and complete, but we can't get to it. Why is that? Just let's blame Shiva. It's his problem. Shiva, which is us, self-conceals in order to have the joy of revelation. And then that's kind of the paradox. That's what hooked me in Tantra. It pulled me all the way back to, yeah, this feeling of doubt, which has its source in fear, which is lack of security, which is also not even knowing who I am. It takes me back to this wanting to know, this longing to know, who am I? And to start telling myself a story that actually makes sense, that has no shame in the story, you know. And the Tantra cosmology is just, it seems to me, I don't know, there are many models, many spiritual answers to this who am I question. I'm not sure that the answer matters. I think it's the question, and to live in that question. Douglas once said that Tantra doesn't offer any answers, but it offers the question. And he said we want to want to get inside that question and live there. I thought, yeah, that's good. Like, stay curious. But there is something about understanding that the malas are these obstacles that limit us, just as the one universal unbounded energy had to conceal itself. It had to limit itself by its own choice, because it's the dance, to create this dance of we are completely unbounded free beings with amnesia. What is the Hafiz thing? I mean, sometimes Hafiz poems, it's like a loving slap in the face to wake up. He says, we're all divine elephants living in an anthill with amnesia. Divine elephants with amnesia living in an anthill. Actually, I think he said living in an ant hole. I like that better. And then just knowing that, it just makes it all make sense. Yeah, this doubt that puts me in the way of Shambhavi Mudra, so I can't fully receive it, is there for a really good purpose. And to understand that, it helps me soften and accept that more, accept my own imperfections, and then open to this idea that perfection includes imperfection, that it's not a mistake. And then I get out of that story of, oh, I'm shameful, I made a mistake, I'm a no good person. Like, these are all the things when we start to believe in the mala. So you're either believing in your mala, or you believe that everything in life is for your awakening. You have a universal belief. And I think we all know, like, you're here because part of you believes in this universal consciousness, you know, that there is freedom, that you have touched freedom, and maybe you're living that freedom now, and good for you if you've been able to sustain it. You know, I have days and sometimes I would say even weeks that I sustain it. But still the mala lurks, and it lurks for really good reason. It keeps me on my edge. And it makes me not get complacent, although I still get complacent sometimes. But we know if you get complacent, just wait. Life is going to turn you around anyway. It's going to be a surgery, or it's going to be a loss, or it's going to be some unexpected thing that you knew was going to happen sooner or later. So I think it's like, for me, it's how can I prepare myself so that I'm able to remain receptive as life changes. And when those challenges come, when those limitations come, when the obstacle is there, my view of what an obstacle is has shifted so that obstacles, which must come, offer opportunities rather than the end of the world for me. Challenges come, and I don't have to lose it, you know? I can take a breath, come back to my heart, come back to the practice, and surrender to it, you know? And I think when we exist outside of that framework of doubt, which is so constrictive, fear constricts. It's the coercive agent to the heart, that when we can get out beyond that, even though the fear is still there, we get beyond the fear, that's when insight comes. And that's when we start to make the best decisions. And then I was saying, like, are you choosing your life? Do you take time to dream in the frantic pace of life these days? Squelches imagination. There's no time for imagination. And without reflection, without imagination, routine sets in. Life gets bland, and we start to live a life of tolerance, a life of suffering, a life where we get used to our suffering, a life where we get locked in to our suffering. And then we feel like we have no other choice but to suffer. And then we go out and find the philosophies that support that, and there are many. But Tantra is telling us it's not no other choice. Tantra is saying we do have a choice. Are you tolerating life, or are you living it? And that's really the question that I've been contemplating, grappling with. Are you tolerating your life, or are you living it? Okay. So let's choose to live it, shall we? Okay.